Me? Is that a question for me or someone else?
Yeah, you, Romeo.
No. Nope. And but the charter members have a distinct code. So you wouldn't be asking me that. You wouldn't be asking me that question if you were familiar with the code they have. Which, in my opinion, let me talk about this. Which, in my opinion, is like a kind of like a. I don't agree with the idea of having a code. It's like having a collar or something, right? Where you have to wear it by force. That's a very. That's a dog move by Michael. So, is my voice clear, folks? Is my voice clear?
Yeah. Yes, it is, mate.
And is someone recording? Is someone recording?
Yes.
All right. Because we start now. We start now. So, welcome to the inside. Welcome to the second best decision you made in your life. First, of course, me following me. So good job and welcome. Today we're gonna have two main sessions. Possibly extend them to some more if we feel like we have fuel in the tank, right? So have you seen? I've given the disclaimers in the comment section, and the syllabus more or less as well. One, two, 3, and 4. So 1, which is right now, foundation of how to think. So nothing price related, really. Simply nothing price related. Just how to view the markets the way I view the markets. Because to read price like I read price, you must view the markets the way I view the markets. Second of all, smart versus dumb money, which is an old concept. It is not solely ICTs. Right? That's a mistake which a lot of people make. A lot of people who are introduced to ICT only, and they don't know any other way of the markets, right? That's what they think. They think he created the concept of smart money. But no, the concept existed for a long time. It existed ever since candlesticks existed, right? The idea of someone preying on someone else, a predator and a prey. So if you look back in history, and it's a very basic premise and concept which existed before, nothing new. But we're going to look at it from the lens of highs and lows, right? That's my main focus. Number 3 is market profiles, trends, and market profile ranges. So trending markets versus ranging markets. Now, if you have any interesting question, focus. If you have any interesting question, then you are allowed to interrupt. right? So before you ask the question, ask yourself, is this an interesting question or is it a silly question? So the only interruptions that are allowed are interesting questions which may be found in common with others and may give a collective answer. Trending markets and ranging markets. And finally, number 4, which is the entry techniques. This is the meat of it all, right? Which is why I left it to the last. Kind of a dick move by me, but I think that's the correct way. For 2 reasons: to keep you hooked, and because before you understand the entry, you must understand the logic of how price moves, what the markets are. And so the final thing that matters is this: after you understand everything, entry technique plus a trade review or 2, an in-depth trade review. Horrible handwriting, but whatever. So before we get into the lessons, which we might finish today, by the way, if we have enough fuel in the tank, we're going to do these 2 for sure, right? So we have 2 hours, at least 1.5 hour, 2 hours for sure, because each class, it varies from 45 minutes to 1.5 hour. So we're going to have 1.5 hour to 2 hours at least for these 2. All right. And same here. Before we start with the classes, I have to give a few disclaimers. Disclaimers. And before the disclaimers, does anybody have any question about this? Does anybody have an interesting question about these 4? Let's go. We want to have an active learning session, right? Instead of me just talking and talking, then you're going to sleep and watching later. You can do that. But an active session would be more beneficial. So, any questions about the four topics we are going to go through? Speak up. There's 20 speaker tags. There is 20 speaker tags. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. You can speak.
Romeo, ignore if this is a stupid question, but which of these 4 did you personally have the hardest time grasping it?
Probably the foundation, and you'll see why. Any other questions before I start about these 4 and their layout, their structure? Again, collective questions, which you may think is a good question for the people. Where's Zoe? There's someone I have to give the speaker tag. I don't see you, buddy. All right. No questions. If you feel like you want to speak, then simply say "excuse me," and I'll stop, and you can ask. All right. So remove, and now we start with the disclaimers. Goes the protocol. So, first of all, I'm not your financial advisor. The classic, typical disclaimer, right? For legal purposes. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not going to teach you how to make money, right? That's not why you came. You came because you saw my price reading skills. So I won't show you how to make profits. That's something up to you, because as we know, analysis versus execution are two whole different worlds. And those who trade live know that, right? Unlike most of Twitter, especially ICT Twitter, if you trade live, then analysis and execution are two different things. So I will be touching on both. But the reason you came is to learn how to read price, or at least see price the way I see it, because most of you are proficient or semi-proficient already. So you know how to read price, but you are interested in my perspective. And that is what you're going to get. You're going to get my perspective on price. Not how to make money. I will touch on execution as well at the end, towards the end in number 4. All right. That's disclaimer number 1. Disclaimer number 2 is you will get as much as you work for. Right? What does that mean? That means I can give you the Holy Grail, which is not here. If you came for the Holy Grail, then no, it's not here. But I could give it to you. But if you don't go and try it out for yourself, if you don't test the theory live, if you don't trade it yourself, then you will never be able to trust it, and you will never be able to use it or utilize it to its maximum potential, right? So you will get as much as you work for, my friends. The sessions and the recordings will be with you. The sessions and the recordings will be with you. The same exact way that the core content is over there, right? The same exact way that all sorts of YouTube videos are there. But if you don't use them, then what's the point, right? That's number 2. Number 3 is learning and trusting a model, in my case, Turtle Soup, is done off social media. Right? You come on social media when you have a model. And even then, it's preferred to stay off. It's a distraction. But especially for learning, for people who are trying to find a model, the worst thing you can do is be on social media, right? That's going to set you back massively. So learning the process, which is first of all, back testing to see what it looks like in the past, because we will be teaching a little bit of hindsight, not that much, but we must admit that the history of the charts is a gold mine, and history repeats itself, right? Which means that, which takes me back to my main point, which is learning is done off social media. Why am I mentioning this one? Because I get a lot of DMs, a lot of messages. They say, hey, what do you think about this turtle soup? Or this one, look at this high, this random high turtle soup, right? Nope. Learning is not done like that. It's done offline. You sit down, you observe price, you tape read, you predict price, and you journal the observations. I thought there was turtle soup and this high, this random high selected for no reason. I chose it and it just ran through it. Fuck Romeo, he's a fucking scammer. Fuck him. No. Observe, why did it happen? We were in a ranging market. It became into a trending market, right? Why? Because there was a higher time frame PD rate down here, for example, right? So learning is not done like this. You don't send me a message and say, look, you can ask my thoughts about a mistake you made. That, yes, you can say, you know what? I made a mistake over here. Can you please correct me? Sure. I correct all the time. I've been giving out free information, free corrections, and I will. It's not going to stop on Twitter. But that's what you should be doing, is asking for corrections of mistakes which you anticipated. Right? Not trying out stuff in public. I've seen that from a bunch of you. And you know yourselves, which is trying out new stuff in public. That is the worst thing you can do. The worst thing you can do to your growth. Why? Because, first of all, if you're good, or if you have potential, and you get it right once or twice, right? For example, you catch a Super 2, then people will start paying attention to you. And when they pay attention to you, when a rookie pays attention to a rookie, then rookie number one, which is the even rookier rookie, is going to look at rookie number two, right? So we have a small rookie and a big rookie. The big rookie is testing his model on social media, which he shouldn't be doing. Now this guy just now came into the markets. Now this is what happens on Twitter, right? This phenomenon is what happens on Twitter, is rookies being impressed by rookies who are less rookier than them, right? Right? So the small rookie looks at the big rookie and says, wow, he got it right once or twice. And then the bigger rookie, not the bigger rookie, the more advanced student who is still a rookie is going to try, and he's going to swerve away from learning and focus more on impressing this guy, right? And then the growth curve just falls down. Right? So if you had any potential in learning, it just went down the drain, because you're trying to impress this rookie instead of learning. Because the best way to learn is to tape read. Watch the candles live, predict them, and notice what they do, right? Watch them, predict them, and notice what they do. If they follow the plan, or if they play out according to your anticipation, write it down. And vice versa. If they fail, which is even more interesting than winning, right? Because a loss is an opportunity. A win is not. So if they fail, you get to learn how to never do them again, right? But this all happens off social media. on social media, it's going to be you trying to impress him, and then you get some more rookies, right? Some more neophytes coming in, all watching you, and then your head gets big, right? You act like you don't like the markets, and you're still a beginner yourself, and you start shilling prop firm links, right? Or whatever, exchange links, Prime XBT, Bybit, right? Whatever. So this is cool if you want some attention. This phenomenon, if you want some attention, then cool. But if you want to really learn how price moves, then the best way to do it is off social media, in your charts, by yourself, with your journal. So that's number 3. And number 4 is the classes. As I mentioned, they're going to be from 45 minutes to 1.5 hours each. So in total, it should be, it could be less. It could be 3 hours, although we already surpassed that. But it could be 3 hours. It could be 5 hours. It could be 6 hours. It could be more. So it all depends on how much we cover in the time frame I have given. All right. So that's a mess. That's disclaimer number 3. And disclaimer number 5 is a more personal one. I know that a bunch of you have got in without paying, right? Whether you forged the document. Yes, you know yourself. So you got in without paying. Not that many, but there's a bunch, because I see the numbers. I'm not a dumb person, so don't think you fooled me, right? I see your fake receipts. I see the fake transaction hash you made. I see the fake. I see the processing, not the completed, right? I see all of that. So I know you slid in, but the fact that you even photoshopped shows that you want to learn. So you can stay for now. Maybe you'll be kicked off any second. Who knows? But I see you, right? And there's a bunch of people who have snuck in who don't deserve to be here, right? And for those people, sit down, take notes, be respectful, learn, and you're good. There shall be no tolerance for disrespect over here. The mics are open. You can talk. I answer every single question. There's no reason for me not to answer a question. Why? Because simply I have an answer to every question. Right? That's not the issue. But if there's any disrespect shown in the least, right? Misunderstandings are fine. Misunderstandings are fine. But if you show any disrespect, then you shall be kicked out instantly, with no warning.
N-am ce face, că eu sunt responsabil cu înregistratul și cu editatul după aia.
So there is a respect, which is a basic, bare minimum, which we should all be doing. Now that tone I'm giving, that harsh tone, is only for a specific, certain people who know themselves, and they know why they're here, and they know what they're doing, right? So when I speak in a harsh tone, it's for them. For the majority of us, most of us, we're here to learn and have a not fun, because learning is not fun. It can be, but most of us are here to learn and get something useful out of this. You invested your money. That tells me you're serious. And your time. And I'm giving you my time. So I'm serious about giving you the information. So I respect that. I respect and I appreciate someone who appreciates knowledge. All right? And finally, a second. Yeah, that's it. 5. No 6. Any questions before we start? Let's go to Telegram. Let's go over here. Any questions, folks?
Can you talk more about number 4?
I can't hear you.
Can you talk more about number 4? I didn't get very well about number 4.
Number 4 is how to learn, my friend. How to learn price, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was it was the time. Number 4 was time, my friend. It was the duration of each session, each individual session can range from 45 minutes to 1.5 hour, 45 to 90, right? So just something to keep in mind, nothing important, right? For those asking for the mic in my DMs, let me try and give you a mic. But before that, let me start with this. Let me let me classify the audience. So, is my voice clear, by the way?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, mate. Your voice and the video is clear.
Excellent, as that should be. So, right now, you, my friends, are divided into 2 people. You 1,200 people over here, you're divided into rich and poor. All right. Now, and the rich are divided into 2 people, 2 categories. Some people who are here for fun because of the turtle soup fad that's been going on Twitter, led by me, right? So you don't really care about price. You're just here to have to be entertained, right? You will not learn. You will fail, right? You know yourself. And of course, the second category is the rich, but still curious and hungry about price, right? Because as we know, the best learning is done in need. When you really, why does that happen? Simply because of the inspiration and motivation and dedication to learn. Because you have no option. When you have money, right? When you have enough money in your bank, then you don't really feel motivated to learn a money-making skill, which is trading, right? So that's something to keep in mind, is if you are in this position, then the only reason you will trade or even consider looking at charts is because you really like them, right? So rich number 2, rich 2.0 is hungry. They will learn. The poor people, same. You have poor people within you who are passing by as a fad, but they can't afford the fad. So why do they pay? They paid for some holy grail or whatever, right? They paid for some key to unlock the markets. That is the equivalent to the rich who's paying to be entertained, not to learn, right? Because your sole goal from social media, or if you pay someone to teach you whatever, your only goal should be, there's a Bells classic, your only goal should be to to extract some useful information from the person. That's your only goal. You don't care about their personality. You don't care about what they say, how they look like, what they do, whatever. Right? You can be talking to some fucking Shrek lookalike, and there's a bunch on social media. But you don't care. The only thing you care about is, does he have some information which may be useful to me? Does this person I'm following, does this random person who's popping on my timeline, does this person know something I don't? Or does he know something I know which he can improve on? Can he improve? Can he give me something new? Right? If the answer is yes to any of those, that's all you care about. You don't care about anything else. That is how you will learn. Not by engaging in social media. That's a waste of time and effort. So, the poor, rich people coming to enjoy themselves, no learn. Rich people who are really hungry and curious will learn. Poor people, they're coming for a holy grail and a thing to save them from poverty. Trading is the worst idea if you're broke, right? Because when you trade broke, when you trade with your last few dollars, then then you trade like shit because just the pressure. No matter how iron-minded you think you are, right? No matter how strong-minded you think you are, trading with the last buck you have is a horrible idea because there's an inherent risk in the markets. Your existence, risk of the broker, risk of the markets themselves, risk of what can happen, risk of the news, risk of for the short-term fluctuations. There's always a risk in the market. So risking your last buck is a stupid, silly decision. Same with risking lended money or borrowed money. You can't do that. That's also another situation where you're putting unnecessary pressure on the outcome. When you put pressure on the outcome, you trade like shit. All right? So the poor people, they came either for the Holy Grail and the key to the markets, and these will fail. Why? Because they are temporarily motivated. And as we know, we don't want to be motivated. We want to be disciplined because motivation is temporary and discipline is permanent. It is built inside of you, right? So we don't want motivation. We want discipline and dedication, right? So the poor person who is over here right now, who came for the Holy Grail, he shall fail. And there's a poor person who's hungry, who's not trading his last buck. He's being smart. He shall learn. Assuming he puts in the work. Right? So that's a quick classification of the audience. So know where you are. Know your position. What are you? Which one are you right now? Ask yourself. Which category do you fall under? Because you fall under one of these four. There's no fifth. Right? So which one are you? And if you're in these two, then you better consider transferring yourself right here, or you're gonna fail, and you're gonna waste $100. Probably doesn't matter to you, right? You're gonna waste $100, and you're gonna waste your time. So have the correct mindset before you start. With that being said, I shall now take questions briefly before we start into the foundation.
Excuse me, Romeo.
Tell me.
If we are not able to be here for the whole session and we have questions that weren't asked during the recording,
at the end of all the 4 sessions, there will be a general FAQ, right? Which I'll look at and I'll consider the most frequent, important questions and answer them. All right?
Okay, so we can submit questions later.
That's another issue. By the way, thanks for bringing that up. Is questions. You don't ask silly questions. Not you, Hopi, right? I'm speaking in general. As you know, I don't speak about people. I speak about ideas. So questions in general, right, about the markets. When you're learning something new, whether it's a degree, whether it's in college, whether it's whatever, questions in general should not be silly, surface level questions, right? You should be asking in-depth, in detail questions, right? You should be asking questions which are interesting, not just for fun, interesting as in applicable when it comes to trading, right? That's regarding questions. So if you have any questions, any of you, then por favor, think twice. Is it a smart question? Is it a collective question which will make sense for the people? Or is it my own question because I'm a slow learner, right? Two different things. So Z1 trader is not. I have no idea where you are, my friend. He's saying, do you not like me? I have no problem with anyone. I have no problem with any of you. Even the haters who snuck in, you're welcome. Enjoy and take notes. I discuss ideas, not people. Right? So where are you? I don't see you in the stream, by the way. Someone's trying to speak. You're trying to speak, but I cannot accept you to speak because I can't see you. Which means if I don't find you right now in the next 30 seconds, then I'm going to have to let you wait till the end of the session, all right, to ask your questions, which was the original plan anyway. Let me just see if I can find you. Right. All right, we'll leave it for the end of the session. Any questions? Anyone else? Does anybody else have a question? Before we start, there is around 20 people with a mic. If you don't speak, I'm gonna have to remove your speaker tag. Right? If you don't speak, I will have to remove your speaker tag.
No questions, bro. Happy to proceed.
All right. Remove. Mute, not remove. That's mean. Mute. Move. Mute. So we proceed now with the foundation. Now, as I've said, and that reminds me of disclaimer number 6, which is excuse me. Depending on how much fuel there is in the tank, we may finish the 4 hours today. I can do it. I have the strength and the stamina to do so. So it depends on how you guys receive it. If you guys receive it quicker, as you should, because you're all intermediate and above, right? That was the deal we had, which is you must be intermediate to advanced to make use of this. Is my voice audible? Is
Yes,
my voice
clear.
Yes.
all right? Is the screen clear as well?
Yes.
Yes,
It's clear.
Obviously, a lot of you are gonna have questions, right? In between. So if you have any question, write down your notes. Write down the question in your notes and ask it later on, right? Because most of the time, what happens is you have questions, and the questions are answered in the previous in the next few minutes, right? It happens in all settings of learning anything. So if you have a question you feel is important, then write it down on a paper and ask it to me later on. All right? So we move now into the foundations. We're done with the disclaimers. We're done with the introduction. Now the foundation. First of all, the markets. Now, what are the markets? And this is a question which needs participation. So, what are the markets, my friends? Correct answer is only
People.
What are the markets?
People buying and selling.
All right. Any other
With the
answers?
intention of making a profit.
What are you saying?
With the intention of making a profit.
Okay. Any other answers?
Sentiments of people.
Say that again. Louder.
Sentiments of people.
Okay. Okay.
Where the buyers and sellers meet.
Okay.
Markets
or hedges.
Transaction.
Markets or hedges that move price around to liquidate their funds.
All right. All right. So it's an exchange of a place. It's a place to buy and sell. It's emotions. It's exchanging funds. What else? What are the markets?
Liquidating one's asset.
All right. Liquidating one asset. I'll accept one last time.
It's a business.
Right.
Where money
Oh.
funnel from dumb money to smart money.
That's the closest answer there is. Who are you? Who is this?
The charter member.
Who are you? One second. The
FX.
Right. That's the closest answer there is. Right. The markets are a money-losing machine. Right? It's a good place to go and lose money. The financial markets, FX, crypto, equities, they're a nice place to go and lose all your money. That's not a very nice tone to start off, right? The image portrayed on social media is, trading on your laptop from the Maldives, jumping into a fancy car, right? But no, the truth is it is a money-losing machine, right? 95% of traders lose money consistently. So 95% of all traders are losing money day in, day out. So out of every 10 people, 9 people are losing money consistently. Right? So the question is, if everyone's losing money, then why do they stay? Another question. Give me the answers. If everyone's losing money, think about it. If you're losing money, why are you staying?
Hope.
In order to
That you'll eventually start
earn
winning.
more.
For the same reason they started trading.
The same reason what?
And also the dopamine hits.
Okay, so dopamine hit, and someone saying hope. You got hope. You got dopamine hits.
Yeah, I said hope and dopamine.
Yeah, I said hope
Like casino.
to make money.
FOMO and emotions.
Basically gambling.
Yes, but you get hope from winning.
Because you win sometimes and randomly.
All right. Very good.
Hey,
Very good.
Romeo.
Who's that? Who said that? Who said that?
FX. I think there are some new people who
Same
want
guy,
to
huh?
speak.
Right. People who want to speak.
Yeah, there's a person named RH who DM me saying he or she wanted to speak. So
RH. Let's go and see. Again, this Telegram's allowing me to see only the first 100. So if you're not in the first 100, and I probably can't see you. Ah, there you are. Gotcha. Fuck. One person. Here's another person. The other person I would like to hear speak. Here's another person I would like to hear speak. If anyone wants, just raise your hand. Right. Ah, there you go.
And I'm sorry, what was the question again? It's 4 o'clock here.
The question was, if everyone's losing money, why they stink?
They're losing money because the thrill, I believe.
But you're losing money. You're not winning. Why are you staying in the markets?
Because they're losing money because they're gambling.
All right. So if you
There's
lose
a
money,
rush.
you'll
There's
lose,
a
right?
rush between each trade.
Is it greed?
You get greedy when you win. If you're losing money again and again, why?
Well, it's like the slot machine. It's like the slot machine. You win sometimes, but then you're losing
Positive
the majority of the time.
reinforcement.
Social media, man.
Well,
They see the winners.
it goes
Right.
back to like neurological, so it has to be something with the human brain. When you place a trade, you're placing a trade to win, but in the case of not winning, you don't know, but you're still placing the trade to win, but you don't win, so you place the trade again. So you kind of like gambling in a sense. This is where I think it comes into gambler's high, I would say.
Right. Okay, so gambling and social media. Someone said, right? Social media, that's an important one, which is you go on social media, everyone's winning, so maybe I can win too, right?
They want the clout.
Yeah, that too.
It's like a survivorship bias.
Right. Yes, well, close answers. Better answers than I expected, right? The reason they stay is because the market doesn't, nobody loses every single day, right? Or even if they do, some of you probably disagree with that, right? But nobody loses every single trade they took in their life. Yes or no? Because if you did lose every single trade if you lost every single trade in your life ever, right? Then you wouldn't be in the market. So the market gives you a win. It gives you 2 wins, right?
Damn.
It gives you a win. It gives you 2 wins. It gives you 3 wins. It gives you a winning streak. Right? It gives you a month of winning streak, like. So, but these wins could be random, right? I'm sure almost all of you have had a winning streak in varying lengths of time. Some could be a few days, others months, but you've all had a winning streak in your life, right?
Yeah.
And if you go back to the winning streak, how did it feel? Right? Euphoric. You felt like you own the world, right? Like I cracked the markets. You go back in time and live it again in your head. Then that's what you'll feel. You'll feel something, which is when you win, right? This winning streak you're on, you feel happy. You feel excited. You feel euphoric. Right? And then, of course, as we all did, every single one of us has lost that winning streak. And in the process, blew it all in a time less than the streak itself. Right? And that, of course, for certain, when you lose a winning streak and you lose all the money you made in a time less than you made it, then that can lead to several different reactions: sadness, depression, anger, whatever, right? Now, this is the normal reaction, which is win, happy, loss equals sad. But this is a horrible way to think, right? It's the normal way, but it's a horrible way. Why? Because when you think like this, you are doomed to a losing streak. You're doomed to sadness forever. Why? Because every single trader is going to go through an 8-trade losing streak, right? Do you guys know the stat? If you're astute ICT students, then you should know this stat, right? Every single trader is going to go through an 8-trade losing streak. Now, I know this session has been so far about losing and everyone's losing, right? And the world is full of losses, but that's the reality. As opposed to, I would rather do that than scam you and lie to you and tell you that you're going to make $1 million in 1 year, right? Learning my turtle soup. One second, let me get a charge. You guys get a 5-minute break while I go and find the charger. You can have a chat between yourselves or whatever.
Wait, so you guys do understand the trader's high, huh? Or no?
Feels good
Yeah.
for sure.
Right, when you guys place a trade, it's almost like you want to win when there's no confluence.
Just a reminder in these 5 minutes, this is the only time you'll be interacting with each other. So enjoy. 5 minutes.
Hey, Romeo, before you go. Hello? Oh, okay.
I mean, like, let's make the best of it.
Yeah, guys. So, but we're human beings. Nobody loves losing. If you have to be in the right state of mind, like Mark Douglas said, then you have to eliminate the feeling of being sad after losing. But we have to be plain and frank. Every person feels sad for losing.
Exactly, man. Like, every best trader has to go through that.
Yeah, and that doesn't make you less of a human or less of a trader. What actually differentiates traders is not because they don't really feel sad. It's because they don't submit to that emotion of, when you're sad or when you lose, it takes you back to all the negative emotions like revenge trading or, you start adding up those sizes. So I feel like that's more like it because if it
Exactly. No, that's what it is. Yeah.
Comes over.
Yeah.
And, close your mic if you don't mind. If it's being noisy. So, we were saying that every single trader is going to go through an 8-trade losing streak, no matter which enigma he has, right? Even good old ICT himself is going to go through an 8-trade losing streak, consecutive losing streak. And you never know when it's going to happen, right? So it's always on my mind when I'm taking a trade, this 8-trade losing streak. What that does is, of course, it's not, I'm not telling you to live in fear and not execute. Just be grounded. That's the purpose of the 8-trade losing streak. So.
Hey, Romeo.
That's reason number one why people remain. Excuse me, let me finish, and then you can talk. All right. Reason number one is they stay because they get some wins. And reason number two why you stay even though you're losing again and again is because you are a gambler. You have a gambling addiction. You have no life outside the markets, right? So you simply gamble your life away, pressing buttons
That's huge, I would say.
Right? It's the reasons why losers say it's the reason why 95% of traders who are losing stay in the markets, because they have no life outside the markets. They just it's all they know, right? Or they're enticed by the wins they had, which they thought may had something to do with something, right? So identify yourself, classify yourself. Don't just live randomly like a sheep. Classify what you are, where you are. Are you this? Are you this? What are you? Right? The same way I classified it in the beginning. Rich and poor. That's what you are. Divided into two of them. Right? So know your position. So
Poor as hell.
what is this? Why did this happen now? Refresh. Please come back to normal. I beg you. Yep. There you are. Ah, it didn't. All right. So this happens a lot with Trading View, by the way, where it zooms in the wrong area and then it gets this, the icons disappear. So if anyone can provide a solution, that'll be good. Well, there you go. Fixed. So that's point number 3. So point number 1 was, what are the markets, right? Point number 2, the 8 trade losing streak, right? Point number 3, that's the foundation, of course. Foundation. Number 3 is technical edge versus risk to reward and percentage gain / loss. Now, which one do you think matters more? The mic is open now. You can talk.
I would say risk rewards.
Someone
technical analysis.
Guys, hold on a second. There are some people who's DMing me. They really want to participate in this conversation.
All right, let's go and check.
One is RH. I think you might have added the wrong person.
No, I know RH. I know him personally.
He said he didn't join yet.
But he's not here. I don't see him right now. So
yeah, I don't know. Then the second one,
we exit, re-enter.
Okay, well he can hear us then. Next one is B. It just said B. I don't know. I can provide the username.
Here's B. Who else?
Yeah, and then the third one is.
Who are you, by the way? One second, let me. It's you.
FX21.
Okay. And?
Yeah, the third one is Angelo.
Right. You're the self-appointed.
And then this just came in. Fourth one is Alperin. They really want to participate.
I mean, it's mainly just just participation. It's nothing important right now. Okay,
well, I mean, the next one is it just keeps coming in. Ed0.
All right, folks. I'm probably gonna have to halt to the questions and keep the people right now. Right? I'll change them in the next one.
Okay.
But right now, the people who are talking are going to talk. Unless they don't, then I remove their speaker tag and I replace them with someone else. So, which screen do you see, by the way, right now? Bitcoin only? The 1, 2, 3.
E versus the RR.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
E versus RR.
Which one matters more? And it looks like, by the way, we're going to finish the sessions today because we're already the sessions, which means more sessions. So buckle up and get your cup of coffee, right? Sit down and enjoy. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 more hours. So which one matters more?
I believe
What the
RR
stand
won't
for?
matter without the right. Yeah. I believe RR won't matter without the right technical edge.
All right. So we have one saying that this doesn't matter without this. Next.
I agree with that.
Percentage.
RR would distinguish your risk and reward.
Which this is basically risk management, right? So
Right. RR, yeah, exactly. It would distinguish your risk management.
do they matter
RR.
equally? Do they matter equally? Do they complete each other?